Hello, everyone. My name is Yan Meidong. In the great future, you may travel in China, and this is my lecture of Chinese traditional culture. This time, we are going to talk something about the Chinese traditional architecture. My lecture will be divided into several parts: the palace, civilian residences, gardens, and temples. First of all, Chinese traditional architecture is one of the world's three major architectural systems. The other two are European and Islamic architecture. Well, originally, there have been about 7 independent systems in architecture, but existed right now mainly of 3 architecture systems. The biggest architecture style of Chinese architecture lays in its main building materials, wood and brick, and the wood frame structure as the main structure way. This is a reflection of the Chinese cultural heritage and customs in China. It is remarkable in a Chinese cultural characteristics and as follows. So, the first one is the power and status show. Architecture is a power and the social status show. And then any of the architectures, the buildings or group buildings lay out in the central axis. That means they have a central line, the midline. And also combine the unity of the heaven and the human beings is the characteristics of Chinese traditional architecture, and pursued the harmony, implicit, reasonable, and beauty is another character. The growing period, golden period, summarizing period is the ancient classic 3 period of Chinese architecture development. It influences Mongolia, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, etc. The traditional buildings mainly we are talking about was created by the Han, Hanzu, not the ethnic groups. Now first let's look at architecture, palace. There are a lot of things we can talk something about the palace, but here as an example I want to mention is the Forbidden City in Beijing. Forbidden City in Beijing. Now look at this. The characterized in the central line, mean line, and keep a balance between the 2 sides. And the functions of the emperor's palace was complicated. Well, the building, the roof, colorful. Yes, we should remember that the yellow color and this dragon one could be only used before Chinese liberation, could be only used by the emperors or royal families, the yellow color. So all of these are the pictures of the Forbidden City. And when you travel in Beijing, you will have this one. This is the design picture yes, again, you will have found it's got a midline. Yes, keep balance. So you can read the inner one and the outer one of the palace, the court and the palace for leave. This is the beautiful pictures, the big gates for every directions. This is the place the emperor, yes, have the great ceremonies before and he would got a brick, and you can read it by yourself. So this is the place. You will find it maybe in the movies. The different palace, the different rooms, different houses of the emperor, the queen, and the mother of the emperor. This is the photos taken before. Well, you must have found the dragon decorations above the top can be only used by the royal families or by the emperor before. Right now, this is a museum for the Forbidden City. This is the Heavens Garden. And now let's talk something about the local style dwelling houses. First one is the 四合院. Well, look at this. This is the yard in Shanxi province, Qiaojia. And this is in Lishi, in our Shanxi province, Wangfu, Wangjia Dayuan. The picture is the structure of a 四合院. 四合院 can be translated by this quadrangle. And then the other dwelling house is a cave house near Taiyuan, around the yellow plain. There is a Chinese cave. Look at this. It was built by the dig of a cave inside the yellow soil. Basically, it is warm in the winter and cool in summer. So this is a typical example of natural energetic saving building, energy saving building, yes, unchangeable temperatures. Yes, this is the yellow soil and the dig into the cave, and people can live. And the next, let's go on to the some residences, just like in the Western society, like the Venice of Jiangnan style. If you travel to Hangzhou and Suzhou, and you can try to find some side building, riverside buildings, just like this. And also, I'll introduce this kind of style, Wannan Mingju, that one is in Anhui province. The characteristic of this is wall is white and the roof is a black one. And for this one of the building, it's just like a wall, very high. Yes, not only it looks beautiful, but also it can protect the fire spreading. So when you travel to Huangshan, Yellow Mountain, you can also find the Hui Pai architecture. Next one, let's try to read some ethnic groups building. Here is a famous town, little town, Fenghuang, Phoenix. When you travel to Hunan province, you have to go that place. And this is something special. One function is for live, and one function is just like a military cattle. Yeah, this is a 客家民居. This is for ethnic groups of 客家. This is in Yunnan province. We have 傣家竹楼. Because of the temperature, rainy and so hot, so the building goes this way. And in China, we also got this kind of building in just like Mongolia, Inner Mongolia. And this is modern buildings. And next, I'll talk something about the temples. The first one is Buddhism temples. The architecture of Buddhism building, I think I will mention first the Wutai Mountains temples. Wutai is a county in our Shanxi province. It got a group of building of Buddhism building. The layout of the Chinese Buddhism temple is just learning from the India. It is still flat square, north-south axis of the layout. So when you travel, the temple is just like the emperor's palace. They keep the balance and they got the characterized of line. Yeah. Yes, look at this. This is Beijing's Yonghe Gong in Beijing Yonghe Palace. And next, let's go on to the Henan province. This is the first Buddhism temple called Baima Si. Baima, White House. The first one, built in Han Dynasty, yes, that's 68 year. When you travel to Henan province, just remember the Baima Si, Baima temple. And also in Shanxi province, also our province, I'm very proud of that. We got Hengshan Xuankong Si. Xuankong, what does this mean? Look at the translation. The arrow temple, Hengshan arrow temple, just like something hung in the mountains. Yeah, look at this picture. Yes, the wooden only got a thin wooden and stand the building. It's a marvel. Yes, it's a marvel in Chinese ancient traditional architecture. Okay, extremely rare. This is in our Shanxi province. Hengshan Arrow Temple. And this is Wutaishan again. This is a group building, group of Buddhism building. The number, 58 temples. It got studios and paintings and calligraphy, Chinese ancient calligraphies, very valuable and cherished for you to travel to Foguangsi. And when you travel to China, also got Lama religious temple. So in the Tibetan, we can find some Lama temple, and also Yonghe in Beijing Palace. Yonghe Palace is a temple, is the important temple of Lama. So remember to travel to that place. This is Yonghe. Especially in Yonghe Palace, there are Buddhism building of Buddhism, how to say that? Studio, yes, very high. This building is very high, 18 meters high, 18 meters high, about 3 floors of the building. And when you travel to Tibetan, and this is a place, Buddha Lagong. Well, next one, let's talk something about the Taoism architecture. And the example, I'll talk to Mount Wudang. Mount Wudang can be separated into north and south. And in the religious of Taoism building, it can be divided into Dao Guan and Miao Yu. And the explanation of Dao Guan is the place of the worshippers. They are live and learning. But Miao Yu temple are the places of the common civilians. They go there, ceremonies. Yes, so Miao Yu and Dao Guan are different. The characteristics of the Taoism building, each building relatively independent first, but also connected. And the second one is they are close to nature. They are near-side the mountain and nearby alongside the river. The Taoism respect nature a lot, so their buildings find good circumstances. This is South Mountain Wudang in Hubei province in China. This is the Shiyan city, near Shiyan city. Also, this is a building group with the main line. Yes. And this is a building in Fangshan, Wudang. This is a North Mount Wudang in Shanxi, Luliang province. In our province, Luliang is a county. And this is a picture of Wudang Mountain. And the characterized of the Taoism architecture is layers and layers, independent relatively, and go up alongside the mountain. Yes, also keep a balance. This is the Taoism special decoration gallery. And this is the champion of the Taiji, Qiu Huifang, yes. Taoism believers, they play Taiji a lot. So, yes, let's mention here, this is a structure of the Taoism building. Also, the real pictures here. Attention to here. It's something like in Chinese language, dragon, yes. And this is a design picture of Beijing Baiyun Guan. Baiyun, white clouds. Guan, that's a name of the Taoism building temple. So here I want to mention the Taoism building are also very interesting. Back the mountain and facing the North Star. Yes, welcome to China and welcome to the Wudang Mountain in Hubei province and in Shanxi, Lingshi, Luliang province, Fangshan, Wudang. Yes, this is a Wudang building. Yes, look at here. Another character is the colorful building of it. Taoism imitates the nature. They can color their buildings like this. And here, it's a statue of the gods. We have to mention the Zixiao Palace. Zixiao Palace of Taoism in Wudang. They have the good picture painting. And look at the colorful bricks and the colorful roofs. Yes. Next, let's go on to talk to the garden. To talk to the garden, we have to mention that the north and the south differences. The north features very wide. This is in Beijing, Yiheyuan, the summer palace. And look at this. This is a Jiangnan style, the north style, and the south style. They are different. The south, yes, very complicated and small, but beautiful. And the behalf of the southern garden mostly concentrated in Nanjing, Shanghai, Wuxi, and Suzhou, and Hangzhou, Yangzhou, and other places. So when you go to Shanghai and Suzhou, travel to the gardens. That's the southern style building. And also, we have to mention Lingnan style garden. So remember, when you travel, remember Beijing, you travel to Summer Palace. And this is a name. So in Summer Palace, the landscape, attention. This is the stone-made boat, 石舫, okay, that is made of marble. Typical bridge, belt bridge. So all of these I mentioned here are the famous worthwhile resort. For this picture, is also another summer palace of the emperor before. This is Chengde in Hebei. So this is the gallery in the garden, Chinese garden. Thank you. Welcome to Travel in China.